Well, good morning to all in the Marmy Army this morning. It is Sunday, the 26th of May, and it is the final race in 6 in 6. It's going to be superb. I'm heading into the middle of Gloucestershire. I have no idea where I'm going. It's a place called Dymock. Now, more about Dymock later. There's some fascinating history surrounding Dymock. I've looked at the route map, and the course takes us through an otherwise nondescript village called Muchmarkle. Now, Muchmarkle is actually the birthplace and first home of serial killer Fred West. Now, I've got to tell you, I'm not particularly macabre as a human being. However, I am fascinated with the Fred West case. The reason being, when all this came out in the 90s, I was a student in a town called Cheltenham, and the town was agog because Fred West had actually lived in Cheltenham, and quite a few people within the town knew him. In fact, I can remember very, very clearly in the 90s collecting murder casebooks. I think you would have seen them advertised on ITV. With the first issue, you got a free ring binder, and I read the Fred West murder casebook. And I'm not joking, I didn't sleep for about 2 days, right? Terrifying stuff. In fact, actually, I would have taken it back, but I only needed Myra Hindley, and then I'd have got a free magnifying glass, which, synonymous with the solving of murder cases. In fact, I believe it was the very magnifying glass that Gloucestershire Constabulary used to kind of get Fred. Right, so look, we are here, we are at Dymock Cricket Club. I have been through the race checks, in which case it was a pensioner with some envelopes. She was lovely. I'm number 98, I believe, and I've got my race tag, and it is really, really hotting up here. Now, it's been a busy week this week for Gove, as some of you have pointed out. I mean, come on, you know, good God, what a skullduggerous man. I mean, how on earth can you, at this point, disassociate yourself from everything that's happened before and sort of walk away? Rats deserting a sinking ship springs to mind, you know? How can you walk away from all that mess? It's a little bit like when a few years back I offered my sister a bit of babysitting. I said I'd have my nephew for the day, and left him at the mercy of my 3 girls and a pair of dog scissors, which to be honest, I didn't realise were quite as accessible as they were. And in a moment of distraction, when I went upstairs for a little nap, I came back down to discover that half of my nephew's hair and scalp were all over the floor. Now, my girls actually had the scissors in their hand, were surrounded in hair clippings, and claimed it was nothing to do with them. Fortunately, I went back upstairs, got the old magnifying glass out from the murder casebook, and managed to piece the whole thing together, much to my sister's relief, because what she wanted was a solution to the mystery. She wasn't angry at all, not at all. But yeah, so look, where are we this morning? Now, I have decided that I think I can do the race this morning in 26:30, which I think is quick. I think is fairly challenging, because I think it's going to be quite hilly. There's a lot of countryside. But let's see how we get on. Now, Gove, really interesting. He loves specifics, and he has gone for 1:25:17. Now, what I'm going to do today, I am not going to look at my watch. I'm going to run this race as fast as I possibly can, and we'll see how we get on. If you're still watching at this point, remember to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit the bell. Really helps me to grow the channel. Now, actually, this isn't my first race this weekend, right? Bit of a lump in the throat moment. My daughter Lily and I, she did her first, her name's not Lily and I, her name's just Lily. She did her first parkrun this weekend, a daddy-daughter moment, and she came 3rd in her age category. She was the 35th female overall. I'd like to think a chip off the old block, a marmette, if you will. Now, little known bit of history about Dymock, right? This place here, Dymock, is famed for its collection of poetry, right? A load of poets known as the Dymock Poets, funnily enough, imaginative name. came to Dymock in the early 20th century. One of them included was the great American poet Robert Frost. Now, I'll be doing a little bit of poetry later, as you can imagine, but they came here to Dymock. And as nice as it is, I can't think of a single reason why, unless one of them had read the murder casebook and was just coming on a pilgrimage, or a murderage, who knows. Anyway, right, I'm going to get in the mosh pit. It is kicking off today.
Only at home. Phone ones, you're okay, but nothing in your ears, please. If marshals see you with things in your ears, they will take your number and you will probably be disqualified. So that is for your safety. You must be able to hear things.
Strict.
When we go out, we will try and look after the traffic.
Good luck, good luck, good luck. See you, mate. Right, we're off. We'll do a lap of the cricket club, which is bizarre, and I'm hoping it won't be too slippy. Let's go straight into the clubhouse.
No, you can't stop them, Julian.
You can't stop them, Julian. Julian, don't stop them.
Go on, Martin! Good man!
It's gone a bit early with the old go on. I've done about 800 metres. Bit aggressive. Right, going past the 5 milers now. Bloody go, left that in my way. Right, we're about 4 miles in and I'm on my own. I think I'm in 3rd, which I won't sustain, but I'm on my own. And I haven't got the course on my watch because they didn't give it. And I'm just running, free running. Two anti-diarrhea tablets this morning. I shall not poo. My martial banter, forgot to film it just then. Off the hook. 2 belly laughs from the ladies at the top of the hill. Just gallows runner's humour. I think I said something like, oh, could have done without that hill. They laughed their socks off. Politeness, I think. Awkwardness. Thank you very much. Straight up. Oh. Not quite as funny, that one. Now, we are going through Dymock Wood. Now, this is where Robert Frost famously composed his poem, The Road Not Taken, which would have been great for today, but he used it in Oxfordshire, so I'll come up with a different one. Thank you. Lovely day in the woods. That way. Is that a hill I can see down there? Fabulous. Thank you. Right. I see a hill. I think it's time for the final of Korea versus Korea. Now remember the rules, I'm going to say the word Korea. If you think it's the job, you shout job's a good un. If you think it's the country, you shout Kim Jong-un. And if you think it's the delivery service that failed to deliver my trainers, you shout every doesn't deliver trainers, it steals them. Right, we're off and running. Question number 1 of the final. Korea. It was Kim Jong-un. Question 2. Korea. Its job's a good un. And question 3. Korea. It was job's a good un. I hope you enjoyed the final as much as I did. If you think you aimed pretty highly and scored pretty highly over the last 6 weeks, put your name in the chat. I'll just give you respect. Downhill's great. Thank you.
Wow, yeah, you're going to do it.
Thank you. Right, we're heading into March Markle. There's a guy behind. I think he's going to take third in a minute. He's been closing the whole time. Oh God. Don't kill them. Don't kill them, don't kill them, don't kill them. Thank God he stopped. Thought he was going to flatten all those ducklings, then one fell. It's about to start crying. Right, we're 9 miles in and just overtaken me.
Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief, so dawn goes down today. Nothing gold can stay.
Oh, that slurry up the back of your legs. Looks like you've bloody rubbered yourself. Last mile. Brilliant. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Nice one.
6 minutes.
Right. I think we're coming up to the finish. I've really put it in this last mile. Really tried. I lost 4th place. I think I'm 5th. No idea if there's anyone behind me. You can probably see. Thank you. Thank you. Right, it's coming up to the finish. Thank you. Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Put tags in the bucket when you've got your breath back.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well done, mate. I was, you know, in the last sort of 6 miles, it was your arse essentially that was, I was seeing. But yeah, well done.
What's your name?
Tim.
Tim, Ryan.
How you doing, Ryan? Nice to meet you. Right, now, I stood around for a bit at the end, but these guys are all kind of like local runners, so they're all kind of cheering each other on. And they're all saying things like, well, he didn't take advantage of it doing on that last hill, but he's got strong forelegs, hasn't he, from when he was, you know, pushing that cart around as a teenager, so he made light work of it. But I was 5th, right, and yeah, 1:27. So to be fair, I have won, I believe. Gove severely overestimated my abilities and I've won. It feels like a hollow victory, to be honest, but any victory over Gove at the moment seems like a foregone conclusion, to be honest with you, but he doesn't seem to care anymore, does he? I did see some disturbed ground in Much Markle, and there was that awful moment when that van was going to plough over a load of ducklings. You know, how much more tragedy can Much Markle take? Well, that was the Dymock Half Marathon, and that brought to an end 6 in 6. I'll save this until the end of the year, but you know, the 6 in 6 awards, I've got to say, what race do you think was probably the best 6 in 6? I think the Shires and Spires, look, Naseby will always be right up there for me. And I like that, actually. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, Birmingham, atmosphere, 10 on 10. As enjoyable, not so sure. Stratford, would I do that again? I'll always do Stratford. Not sure I'd do the marathon though, to be honest with you, again, because of the Greenway. And Worcester, what a slog that was. But you tell me, pop it in the chat. What was your favourite on 6 in 6? Let me know. I am just skedaddling down the motorway back to the West Midlands, and I'm going to stop in at Strensham Services because I know they've got a Cornish bakery. Just stopped at Strensham Services and wish I hadn't, to be honest with you. What a load of absolute rubbish. I have just bought a traditional Cornish pasty, which looked nothing like traditional, and a red hot latte with milk that looked like it had gone off when he was pouring it. So That cost me about £17, so not too happy about that. What I am happy about, however, is I got the opportunity not only to meet Mark again, who I met at Naseby, and I also met him again at Worcester, and today I also met the wonderful Rodders, who has commented on quite a number of my videos, and finally got to meet him. Good on you, Rodders. What a joy to meet you as well. What a great bloke. So yeah, stick with us, Rodders, stick with us, and hopefully we'll enjoy many more adventures together. So until then, I will see you at the Two Castles Run. Mom, it's me checking out a 6 in 6. Marmers, I'll see you next week.